Hiya crafty folks, Amy here with Amy's Wares, and today I'm going to share the mid-month inspiration stencil and one of my favorite techniques. So I have a card panel here of watercolor paper. It's inexpensive Canson watercolor paper, and I do have this fabulous new overbelt stencil. Here's a photo of the finished card to show you the direction we're headed, but guys, this is so easy, and this is one of my absolute favorite techniques. So be sure to catch this stencil in the first week if you want it, because it is at a discount that first week. Plus, you can use my coupon AmyFan10. So as you can see, I did use some pixie spray, and I used my brayer to really press this down onto the watercolor paper. But here is the magic, y'all. These are shimmer powders. These are Nuvo shimmer powders, but I know there's a lot of these on the market. So I will link these below, but if you have something similar, I know there's all different brands. This is the one that I kind of started with and I've stuck with, and I've collected most of the colors. So basically the thing is you just lay down a bunch of little clumps of this powder. Whatever you do not squeeze the bottle. Just don't do it. Just tap it, lay down little clusters, and then spray it with water. So if there's little clusters that remain, you can use a little brush like I'm doing here, because you want to make sure you activate all the powder, because the powder will just brush off if it doesn't get wet. So either spray more water, and don't worry because it is watercolor paper and it's meant for that, can handle it, or use the little brush, or use both like I'm doing here. So I'm just kind of working through, letting it blend together organically. I'm not blending the whole thing because I do want some of the magic that's created with just the spray, but if I do see any clumps, I do make sure I go back and add water to that just to make sure it activates the Nuvo shimmer powders. Now you won't be able to see it super well on the screen, but this does have like a mica component, so it is really shimmery if you turn it in the light. Now, full disclosure on these, there is a little bit of transfer. If you were to rub your finger on it, you might get a little bit on your finger once it dries. You can do this with some sort of spray if you want to kind of seal it in, but honestly, I've been doing this technique for years now, and I have never once sprayed it. Now, if someone's going to rub their hand all over your card, then I guess that's kind of on them. But I haven't had an issue, and I've sent many cards with this technique. Here you can kind of see it picks up the light, but once it's fully dried, it's magical. I ran it through a die cutting machine with that stitched edge rectangle die, and I'm using this 3/4 inch kind of tear tape from scrapbook.com, because there is a little bit of warpage with it being a watercolor paper. So I want to make sure that it really adheres flat. When I'm done messing with this, stuff is really strong, guys. It's trying to tape me down to my desk. But eventually I got it sorted. I got some of this on the back of the card, and then this will very thoroughly attach it onto a card base. And I will be using 120-pound accent opaque for my card base, and it'll be US A2 size, 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. So once I get all this done, I'm going to use my little precious pokey tool from Judy and remove all the backers on this extremely strong two-way stick tape here. You can see here I'm just going to fold them back. Now this will give me a little bit of time to make sure I have it nice and straight on my card base. I could do it more, probably halfway down the length of it. I kind of got a little overzealous and pull it mostly off, but this is a way to kind of give you a little bit of wiggle room to line it up well, because it is going to be the exact same size as the card base. I didn't want a border because it might be kind of hard to match that shimmer color in a border. So I just wanted to line it up directly with the card base. Now I'm going to pick the sentiment from my sentiment book. This is my storage solution. I have to figure out how I'm going to finish the card. Now this is one downfall of the way that I create. I don't plan anything in advance. I just kind of play and have fun and kind of determine things as I go. And sometimes that means that the sentiment is a little bit of an afterthought. So I'm kind of shopping through to figure out something that works. Thankfully, I had this beautiful mustard yellow die cut from Altenew, and that did work perfect with the design. But I'm just flipping through to make sure that that's how I want to finish it, and figure out the direction that I want to go. But sometimes it can be a little difficult. So if it helps you to plan in advance, or at least kind of have the components in advance, that might save you a little bit of trouble, but most of the time I'm still able to work it out. Now I did end up using the shadow layer in black just to really help that thanks pop off the background. And now I'm going to finish the card with some card bling. These are little packets of card bling that you can also get from a Colorful Life Designs. You can also use my coupon AmyFan10 and save 10% on your complete order. So that will apply to everything in the shop. All the stencils, all the bling, all the stamps. The only thing you can't use it on is the Master Creator bundle of stencils. But there is a whole new collection of card bling for this month. It's amazing. And you got to check it out. It's called Luminous, and they're beautiful. They're very unique compared to some of the other colors in the shop. So I did pick this gorgeous color from the lineup. It did match perfectly with the design. I'm going to put this down in an odd number, so 3 in the top, 2 in the bottom, or maybe the other way around. I don't remember, honestly. But I'm going to put it down with some liquid glue and my jewel picker tool, and that's going to finish the card. So again, be sure to check out this mid-month inspiration in the first week if you want it, and you'll save extra money. Otherwise, it will remain in the shop. Regardless of when you watch this, it will still be available. It just might not be that extra discount. But you can use my coupon AmyFan10. So thank you so much for spending time with me today. That is going to finish up this card. Let me know in the comments if you've done shimmer sprays with your stencils and if you love it as much as I do. It feels like sorcery to me, and I love it every single time. So thanks so much for spending time with me. I will catch you next time. Bye.